Hi, this is just a quick look at the DuroMax generator and the Conntek cable and the Conntek power outlet box. I'm actually going to fire it up here quick just because it's time for a maintenance run. Make sure the battery stays charged, which they recommend in the manual. I do have the cover for it too, the DuroMax cover, and it does a nice job in that it fits nice, but it's really cheap. Matter of fact, I don't know if I could recommend the cover. I mean, as long as you're careful with it, it's not too bad, but as you can see, look, I got a big tear here already. The material's just chintzy. I mean, it's not a high quality cover, even though it looks nice and it matches the unit nice. It's just not a high quality piece of material. But there's the generator. You've probably seen it online. I use it, so far I've only used it for propane, which you can see. Here's the propane connector right here, which actually I don't know if you can see, but right here's where you screw onto your standard propane connection. I have a big 120-gallon tank on the other side of my house, so I'm going to have a line run to this side so I can tap into that. But in the meantime, I've just got your usual, grill size, standard grill propane tank with the little gauge on it. So I'm going to hook that up, fire up the unit, and let the battery charged a little bit. Here is the cable that I got with it, the 50 amp cable. Right here's your big, this is the side that actually hooks to the unit, and here's the side that plugs into the inlet box, which I've got. I should have links to everything below, but I've heard some people complain that they'll order the cable and they'll order a different brand connector box on the wall. Here, there's my connection right there. And I've seen people say that they couldn't even get the cable in it. It's such a snug fit. But if you buy the Conntek brand one, it's the one I have linked. It should be linked below the video. It seems to work fine. I've had no troubles getting it in. It's snug. I haven't needed any grease or anything because it's too tight. This just flips up. You line up the connections with the thing, push in, and turn. And that's about it. Of course, now it's going to make a liar out of me. There we go. And she's in. So you plug her in there. Here's the other end, which plugs right into the big connector here. Let me change the camera so you can see what is going on. And this just plugs right in to the big 50 amp connector. And normally I'd roll this out. Actually, I should have rolled it out away from the house. But it just plugs right in, boom. That's all she's really done. Now there's controls on here. With the 50 amp I use the 120/240 setting. You got your circuit breaker connections, but I'm not actually hooking it up per se. I'm just doing a test fire run to make sure the battery's charged. So I will disconnect this stuff from the house. There we go. And I will wheel it out a little bit here just so you can see it on the wheels. This thing is heavy, but it's on wheels, so it's pretty easy to maneuver. There we go. Alright, now let's hook this thing up to the tank. There we go. Turn on the gas. Okay. One confusing thing about this unit is right on the front of it, it actually says to shut off, or the choke should be all the way off if you're running it on propane. What is it? Always choke when using gasoline, never choke when using propane, is what the label states. Now, that is wrong. I believe the manual also said the opposite, so you get conflicting information with this unit. The label says one thing, the booklet they include says another. And from my experience now with running it a few brief times, you have to have the choke all the way open for it to run on the propane. I've tried, you know, getting it started with the choke on, turning the choke then off. There's the choke lever. You can see the little, this camera's mounted up too high. You can see the label there, choke closed, choke open, and I have it all the way open. As soon as I close that choke, it just dies on propane, or it won't start in the first place. So you're kind of you want that open on propane all the way. And let's see if I can back this up a little bit. There's a little, you can see where the propane line runs in. There's a little unit, there's a little spring-loaded piece right here. I don't know if you can hear it, but you're basically like priming the propane. And oh, you know what? I forgot the key. All right, let's see if she'll fire. Okay, fires right up. Now it's idling real low because I have the idle control on, which basically, you know, idles it down unless there's demand. So if I plugged in and hooked it up and started drawing power, of course the RPMs would kick up to keep up with that draw. But that's all there is to it, really, at least from the outside. So far, I've powered my whole house. You know, there's only two of us here, and, you know, what do I have? 1,800, 1,900 square feet. And so far, it's done the job for me. But as you can see, this is on propane with the choke all the way open. If I close that choke, it'd stall. So let's take a look at the inside quick and see what I have hooked up there. Here is the breaker box. Right here's the line coming in from that box outside right along into the bottom of the breaker box. And we can see, okay, here's the Loctite, or the interlock kit that I ordered from the Interlock website. It basically, you know, prevents you from running the generator with the main breaker on. So, you know, you're not feeding power back into the lines while they're trying to work on the lines. You don't want to electrocute somebody. So this is like a safety piece that prevents you from turning that main breaker on and having the generator on at the same time. So I got the interlock kit from interlockkit.com, I think's their website. And, you know, it's based upon the model of breaker box that you have. This is a square D box. And here's the breaker, the 50 amp breaker for the generator outside. So as you can see, you can't turn this on with the main still on. And here is the power back box that I got, also from Amazon. Takes a 9-volt battery, as you can see, and it'll alert you when the power comes back online. That way you're not wasting, generator juice once the power comes back, because if you're sitting in your office or something, you may not realize the power's back. So this that helps in that regard. That's about it. I've tested the unit out a few times, works great. I haven't actually had a full-blown outage, but I ran the house off of the generator for a little while and didn't have any problems. So far I'm real happy, and it's a ton cheaper than what they wanted for a standby unit at some of my local, like I called Home Depot and some other places, and with installation on those it is outrageous expensive. So this is a lot cheaper. Doesn't have the convenience of the standby unit, but the price is so much better. And you can pretty much do it yourself, just about. I actually had an electrician come out and wire in the breaker for me and the interlock kit, just because I don't like messing with the power boxes. But that's about it. So if you, I'm happy with the basically like a kit of items that you can get. That I think you'd get this. You know, you should have the same experience I have with it if you order all those parts, and everything works and fits together nicely. So I hope this has helped.